You know, fuck. That system got a bunch of mouse poop in it. Mice have recently been pooping along the graphics. Nathan, they've been in there for the fucking heat. Well, now there's this case, apparently they've been shitting in the hard drive bay, so. Fucking mice. I hate those bastards. Hey, someone tell me why this case is thrown away. Like, I just cleaned it up, man. There's all this rust. This is from me owning it. This is from storing it in an area where a pipe kept leaking on it. And it was in a couple basement floods, and it was in my attic. So it got rusty up here. This is all from me. There's like nothing wrong with it, and it's complete. And when I found this thing on the side of the road on junk day. And, man, why would, I don't understand, why would you throw this out? You know, I was trying to figure out, I thought it would mount in here, but it doesn't. The spacings are all wrong. And I was trying to figure out how to give him SSD, because this thing may not be fast, but it's a hell of a lot faster than a SATA 10K with no RAID. And, I don't think you can mount hard drives that small in here. That's a bummer. You know, I bet this could adapt it. And also, I think this might actually be a SAS adapter. I wonder if I could throw a SAS drive in here and make it work on SATA, because you can't put SAS drives on SATA. All is clear. I understand why the case was thrown out now. There's, pretty sure the hard drives are supposed to go in here, and they can't, because there's some kind of adapters that are missing. Alright, wing it is. I think it's... Oh. Alright, so I got some ideas, but I need to bend these flat, so... Time for another episode of Mad Mod Mike. No gamer should ever have to play in a piece of shit like this. This sucks. I need a smaller hammer. I'm starting to... I need these two strips to be flat. If I didn't care for this hammer, I'd go down and take the angle grinder and lop the back of it off. But we're not doing that. I like this hammer. I give up on that. Time for the compact hammer. Now that looks like something I could mount the drive into. You'll see. Aha! Faggot. PlayStation 3 hard drive caddy. Wah! It takes the micro fine screws, but this hard drive takes the big same screws as motherboard. I don't know where my security bits are. I can't take them out of that case. Alright, getting fucking desperate here. Trying to find anything I can harvest screws out of to see if any of them will thread into the side of a hard drive. I can already tell that's too fine. Didn't look fine in the attic, but now that I'm here in person, I can just see that looks fine. These are all going to be fine. Those screws are too long. There are screws holding this fan in. They look fine. This feels ridiculous, but I don't have a SCSI controller that'll even read this thing. I don't know if it works, and it's got screws. Let's see if one of these hard drive screws will work. It's a big hard drive. Even the 1980s has forsaken me with flat fucking thread. Fuck you. Alright, I robbed some screws out of a case that Jake had from a gutted PC upstairs. He was already trying to go through shit to help me find screws, so I'm sure he won't mind. Ugh, it's beautiful with the light on. I only got one screw to hold this fan, though. That was a sacrifice, because the fan was already missing a screw. But I think having secured... emitting the fan is better than having loose hard drives. Now they're secure. Hopefully the card doesn't hit anything. Alright, so see these two brackets here? The card should be lining up with these and going straight down. Oh, actually, hold up. It's not going to go in. There's a screw in here to actually hold the card in place. That's convenient for us. We will take that out, because that screw is for mounting this card. That's why you couldn't get the card in. Alright, so there's two little holes in here that those bottom tabs go into, and you want it to line up with that slot up there, obviously. So it was hitting this screw here, so this screw has to be replaced with a different one because this little bump here is hitting it.
Just like that?
Yep, that looks good to me. Alright, so now you can either choose to put the power switch in directly above it or the hard drive LED to the right of it. And remember, the positive faces your graphics card. Nathan, I tried telling you this, and you ended up plugging the pins into the wrong row. This is why I drew it, so you could visualize it, because I can't really get my hands in there and poke at everything.
Alright, so that should be it.
Yes. Yeah, actually, if we threw power to this, we'd probably be able to turn it on.
Okay. You want to try to turn it on?
Let's put your power supply in. Do you want to try seeing if you can... By the way, these metal screws here, these silver screws here are the ones that go to your power supply. Do you want to try just seeing if you can figure out how it goes in on your own?
No.
Okay. So this switch should be accessible from this location. And look, it's got a flashlight you can stick all the cables in, like tentacle porn. Ugh. Ew. It still has a little fancy plastic wrap on top of here. You can pull this off and it'd look like a new power supply. So this case is a goofy one. Not only is the power supply in the bottom instead of the top, it appears to be reversible or only 3 screws matched at a time. And you can either have the power supply pull air through this air filter. I don't know if it sucks in and blows out or not. Well, actually, the power supplies normally do suck in and blow out because normally they're on the top.
So it suck in here and blow out the vent?
Normally it would suck in the bottom and blow out the back. We got to turn this fan on and see which way it rotates. If it's sucking air in, then we want it blowing up at the card. It'll make the case run cooler that way. But if the fan's blowing air out, but if the big fan's sucking air in and blowing it out the case, this is better. We jumped our turn on signal to ground. It feels like it's sucking in and blowing out.
Yeah.
Putting my face here. Yeah, this would be great if it was mounted up high. So if it's sucking in, it would be better to have it sucking from the bottom of the case. Time to play with your new Bad Dragon toy and start sticking it in the hole.
What do you mean?
All these cables.
Oh, they gotta go through the hole?
Yeah, come on.
I thought I had to hook those cables to something.
You put them through the hole and you can route them through over here so you don't see them. You said you didn't want to see cables, right?
Oh.
Then you put them all through the hole and run them behind the case.
Got it.
Come on, Daddy Dragon. Show me how you stick it in.
Oh, yeah. You sound like you're making a mess over there. Yeah.
I'd probably get this big bastard out of the way because it's going to be a pain in your cock if you have a bunch of other cables through. You want to put the biggest ones through first. In fact, I will go on the other side and help you, motherfucker.
Oh, gosh, it's so big.
Oh, fucking hell. And I actually mean that because oh, fuck. Alright, I gotta use 2 hands. 4-pin does not have a clip, that's why it has to go first. There's a little backstop here that locks it. Right here, just move out of the way. I'm trying to show you here and show the camera. There's a little backstop here that locks it in place. See that little backstop there?
Got it.
Yeah, so if you were to squeeze these tightly and push it all in one thing, it'll go. Or you can just take the 4-pin and make sure that backstop is facing down. And then take this and slide. It'll still be a pain in the ass, but you can take this and try to slide it on top of it and it'll lock it in place. I recommend pinching it. I recommend trying to pinch the 2 together and slide them in at once. But there's 2 ways. There's 2 right answers for this. Do whichever one you think works the best. But I usually think it's easier to do like that because these cables are stiff and there's a lot of them. You can bend them all at once that way. But you do have to kind of squeeze and bend the cable. And if you need a hand, I can help. You having trouble? Is it because the cable's fighting you?
Yeah.
Alright, so one of the things you can do,
This
Nathan.
is hurting my fingers.
Okay, one of the things you can do, if you want I can get it for you, but one of the things you can do is you can do something like this and kind of bend the cable, increase the cable ahead of time so it stays in that position. And that's not really going to hurt it. I mean, if you did that 1,000 times, you might start to have issues, but this ain't going to do nothing. And see, you see it goes in real easily now. In fact, I could probably, now I have to pull it out, but it's not fighting me near as hard just because I bent it, increased it, and forced it like that.
Okay. So...
you should see there's way less pressure in the cable.
I pulled the other cable out.
Like I said, I would recommend just pinching them both together and sliding them in at once.
Yeah.
And again, the main reason why is because the cables are stiff. Well, looks like you got it from here. This ain't gonna make a satisfying click. Yeah, you did her. She's in there. She's secure. Looks good. All right, let's give you your GPU cables.
Alright.
Alright, flip it to 1. Give it a second. There's a power light in the motherboard and it did nothing. Good, let's push the power button. I said let's push the power button. What about this button?
I see a light turned on.
But it ain't turning on. Oh, Nathan, you motherfucker! You didn't listen to me even though I drew a diagram. Look, there's a gap between the two. The center row is empty.
Yeah, you said the center row was supposed to be empty.
I drew you a fucking diagram. I said that one to the left is not even connected to that. That's oh, sorry. That one to the left's not connected. That's separate. I labeled it here. This does not exist. Pretend this doesn't exist. That's why I didn't label it. You gotta pull these off and redo it.
So the very first ones that I put in that you said looked good were wrong.
And I told you they were wrong from the beginning. Like, as soon as I saw you doing that, I told you had them in the wrong spot. And then I drew you this diagram, and you told me you didn't need a diagram, and I showed it to you, and you still didn't get it. Oh, hey. Okay, did you unplug the power supply?
No.
Unplug the power supply. It does look like you turned it off, but you definitely unplug it, because unplugging stuff like that when it's still plugged in is how you end up with dead equipment.
Okay.
Alright, plug it in and flip the switch. We may not have a monitor connected, but we're just looking for basic light power up and something called a power on self test. The keyboard lock lights will flash. I'm pretty sure these are your keyboard lock lights. Are you ready?
Yes.
Alright, the power light is on. Your keyboard's lighting up.
Fans are turning on, spinning.
I don't understand this keyboard very well. I don't know if it's working or not because this is a weird keyboard. I probably should have put a different keyboard here for testing.
Probably. But the fan's running, everything looks good.
You know what? It shut off the instant I touched it. If it was in a state of error, you'd have to hold the power button down for 5 to 10 seconds. So that's a good sign. Okay, unplug it. I think it's happy. So I grabbed 2 of the power cables that plug into here. And I reverse mounted this hard drive so the cable could be shorter. This one I actually didn't intend to run it that way, but you can actually unplug it up front. So there's one power cord going here, then another power cord going up under here. Both of them are plugged in with the cables up over there. I need to go in the attic and actually find you a DVD burner so we can install Windows and stuff. I only have 2 sets of SATA cables, and this isn't reaching unless I flip this hard drive around, so I have to pull this out and re-ghettoify this fucking thing upside down so they both face out the back. Very tired. I think I'm going to bed after I flip this. I gotta pull this fan off, and I zip tied it in so beautifully. I don't gotta remove yet. I'm telling you, it was from a car driving by. I heard the Doppler effect. It was actually really easy to flip this. getting that screw out with the fan in place is pretty easy. I just had to loosen these, didn't have to take them out, and just slipped it over. It was actually really easy. This I could mount more hard drives in here. That just all be kind of ramped downhill a little. Now that I have your attention, I was saying that if you look here, these are where your audio ports are. That's what this block is, and your audio header is going to plug in your motherboard in the same location, because this is your sound card. It's all going to be close to it. I would have you with a real sound card, but your motherboard doesn't have any slots, so you have to have the onboard one.
Okay. So first I have to plug this in.
Yep, you got to make sure you keep note of where the missing pin is so you know which way it rotates.
Yeah.
Nathan is pooping again. I guess the Chinese buffet wasn't the best thing. So I started
it had already started boiling.
Doing that.
Ran
all the cables for him and made them all neat. This is for the front fan, side panel fan.
I started collecting some colorless.
By the way, this motherboard was given me to a friend from a friend in, like, I don't know, probably 2015. Whenever I was making videos on this project forever ago, but I never got a GPU for this project. I had a few to test in it, but I never got one that was small enough to fit in this case because the 480 was too big. That 650 fit, but I think I gave that to someone. And what's really been the nail in the coffin for this project is this $50 damn converter. Pretty expensive, right? Well, it died, and they're not made anymore, so I can't get one. And the motherboard wasn't posting the last time I tried getting it going for a LAN party. I was just going to run, you know, things with blah, 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 and have the motherboard sitting outside the case if I had to, but it wasn't posting, and I think it was that damn cheap Chinese power supply. It turns out, I guess, a $40 eBay power supply. Man, that thing only got used like probably 20 hours. But I threw the system on top of this machine and ran the power cables for it just to get a video output to it through the GPU in the slot, and I got an image on the screen. It did post. So I haven't posted it since it's been in here, but also this also has a removable back panel like the SR2 does. So while Nathan's been pooping, yeah, I'm doing this exactly how I did the back of the SR2, just with far fewer cables and far shorter runs. I was really disappointed I could not get his hard drive set up like this so he could be unplugging them and whatnot, but the cables aren't long enough. Or actually, it's not even the cable's fault. The motherboard's tiny. Look how tiny it is. Rest in peace, you bastard. I think I'm finally scrapping you. I mean, you technically still work, but you're unstable as fuck, and there's always a problem. Yeah, I'm drying this off because I had rinsed everything off in the shower because this case, I found it on the side of the road and it was clean when I got it, but again, had a pipe dripping on it, been through a couple floods, been in my attic, been very exposed to the elements. Oh, there she is, getting ready to slap the cover on. This cable goes to the fan on the side there. Are you ready to see if it works?
Yes.
Alright, where is it at? Oh, the power supply's upside down.
Is that a good
Oh no, this is a little bit crooked. Something's crooked. No. Slightly crooked. Alright, let's see if this works. No, the LED thing isn't working. But I think I do see posting.
Ooh, computer's turning on.
Why aren't the lights working? Oh, is this it? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh, you should look in the side of this. I can see your graphics card lighting up and everything. Whoa. That's pretty cool. What's the point of this fan controller? These fans don't make any noise running full bore. Yeah, they're dead silent full speed. I've never seen a BIOS like this. This is interesting. Advanced mode, can this thing overclock? Probably not. I've never seen a single CPU system overclock. AI Twigger? There's artificial intelligence in here? Wait, what? Oh, it has turbo. Well, that's a pretty fast turbo. That's really fucking fast, actually. No fucking way. You can't just up the clock your memory. The memory clock is tied to your QPI link frequency. So when you up the memory clock, you up the CPU clock. They're both tied together. GPU boost. Oh, there's no plus and minus. What about over here? All right. I have never seen BIOS like this. I definitely prefer the standard American Megatrends BIOS. Asus has a very weird BIOS. This is somewhat like the weird thing HP would do with their fucking pro